Okay, so it's 7:30 on the 10th. You know what's weird too? It's because they said like that big full moon thing, was going to be on the 9th. It was on the 7th, I think. And then, because right now it's like 3/4 over here. I just saw the moon. And of course it's out during the daytime. And then when the sun was coming up, it looks so wacky. Everything looks so wacky. The whole sky over here looks so wacky. And since I'm in a place that's mostly minorities, it's like poison. I swear to God, I've already got like the stomach flu. It is you can't even drink the water, which I brought my own water, which I'm almost out of. I'm gonna go up and buy more bottled water, but the bottled water is even friggin' poison too. It's like this, but the sky. Oh my God. And I gotta do 5 dog walks, and then because I gotta take each dog individually because it's just too much to try and take like on just in the apartment. So 5 dog walks, feeding them all, and doing all the dog walks. Then come in, so they're all calm right now. But then we'll be starting our next dog walk soon. But my daughter's coming over and bringing my grandson today. So I'm gonna run out this morning. I'm gonna take a shower, so I'm not too, I'm gonna go up and take a shower. Take a shower, and then finish doing my laundry, run up to the store, get some more stuff, and then come back, hang out with them, and then I'm sure I'll have to get another dog walk in there before, right before they get here, and then I'll have to do probably 2 more in the afternoon. Like, I'll have to do another one in the afternoon. I had to go at 1 o'clock in the morning. I fed him like at 4. Stella just is persistent. She just does not let up. If she's hungry, she does not let up. And so, and it was, oh my God, I cannot believe how rough it's been sleeping lately. Not only is the energy intense to me, but my sleeping conditions. Sleeping on the freaking floor for 9 months or whatever on the concrete ground over at my mom's in the garage. And then it has a 2-inch mattress topper, but that doesn't do much. And then, but it's better than just straight ass concrete. Then when I was just at my brother's, it was a blow up bed in that media room. And then, oh my gosh, it felt so hard. And now this couch, oh my God, I was just like flipping back and forth. I could not get comfortable at all. I was like, fuck. And then I don't know what I did to the air conditioner thing was just blasting when I got here. It feels like an ice box. And I was like, oh my God, it was so cold. So I turned it off, but now it's not blasting anymore. So I don't know what the hell I did. And I don't know where the remote is. Maybe I'll have to ask my daughter and see. But anyways, I could go to the office and even ask for a remote. I don't know. I know my thing like that. My remote stopped working on it. So anyways, that's just a bunch of BS. So let me think what all I was gonna, there's a lot going on. I swear to God. It's so annoying though. These people just focus on Donald. That's all they focus on. This list, Donald, Jeffrey, Donald. It's like, oh my God. It's like, you guys think this is the only perv in the fucking country? What are you talking about? It's like they're so hyper-focused on it. But that also, is going to show them, where their mind goes. And then they need to question where their mind goes and why it was there and why it was stuck. Just sitting there spinning his wheel. Yeah, I see it like a truck or something stuck in the sand or the ice or the whatever. And it just spinning its wheel and just the hole going deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like you need to be focusing on other things besides just that guy. But that's what their lessons, I'm telling you, some of these people, their lessons is just going to be about weird shit. Like, where was I focused? Why was I thinking about that? Why was I so hyper-focused on it? And then I saw this one video This girl, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know where it went at some point. She could have not been anti-Donald the whole time or something, I don't know. But so she was saying that the victims are trying to release their information, and Congress is blocking them. Congress won't let them or something. And it's so horrible. These people have had such a horrible time. And she stands in solidarity with these people. And that, how does she say it? Whatever, she stands in solidarity. The people who hurt them are evil people and stuff like that. But the thing is they just keep focusing on these same people. And it's like, there's going to be people that you are going to be shocked. Like some of these people, it's like they just think it was like Donald and Jeffrey were the big problem. They don't see like the reason why Congress is blocking is because they're all on it. Like these people who you try, whatever, like Waters or whatever her name is, I don't even know all the different people. But these people who keep telling you, hate them, hate them, hate them. And then they listen. It's like they're blocking it and saying all this shit because they're on it. They're involved. Either they've let somebody off or whatever. You know, another thing that was just somebody was showing was there was this whole list of judges. I don't know, there were 6 or 8 judges they were talking about. And they were saying they don't even have law degrees, nothing. They're in there making judicial decisions on judgment on different things. And they keep releasing these certain type of people. That's the thing, is that's what this whole system is about, protecting the evil that goes on here. And the evil that goes on here is they're pervs, and they're worse than even just pervs, because they are consumers of the flesh. So in all ways. So and then they put these people in their judiciary who are just there to protect them. And so it was more that, people seeing through bullshit. There's, I guess I'd seen a lot of stuff about, what is this place? Nepal is in a huge ordeal where even the cops were trying to come. The crowd is huge. And the crowd started going after him. The cops just took off running. It's like, you better run, bitches, because we're outnumbering you at this point. So, which, by the way, my whole drive yesterday, I couldn't even believe. Right after I had just heard they're not allowed to pull us over anymore. Oh, my freaking God. There was one every 10 miles, I swear to God. There was constant cops sitting there. And you know what they have here is black SUVs with dark blue writing. Oh my God, how much more camouflage can you get? And then, my nose feels like it's running. You still as well tell. I'm telling you, this fucking poison here. And I know that there's more every place where there's minorities. So that's for sure. This is here in Yakima. It's lots of what would you call them? The people who come here, they would come here to work on the farms, pick apples and stuff like that. And then they ended up staying and like creating this community where there's lots of farms. And so it's a lot of Mexican people. But they could be from other places besides just Mexico. But anyways, it's a lot of Hispanic people. And so, because my daughters, they used to go to Planned Parenthood in Spokane. And then they come and go to this one and they're like, oh my God, it's so different. It's like, yeah, that's how they treat minorities. They don't give a shit. And everything. It's like, it's no shit about the bullshit. And so Nepal is having a huge thing where the people are going against the government, and they just, I don't know if they blew it up or how they started the fire, but they just burned down their parliament. On one point where the people were chasing the cops, this huge crowd too. I mean, it wasn't just like a few people. No, it was like your whole city's coming after you, and you're the cops over here. And so then they turned on these big water hoses on them because they go against their own people. And, you know, we're unruly when we say, stop ruling us, leave us alone. And yesterday too. Because besides them being all over the place doing radar, so I was driving, and because I already have that one ticket that I didn't pay. So I just put on cruise control, and I stay like around 72 miles an hour. And so I'm just zipping along, going to get here, and I could see a white one coming. I think I had seen it parked already somewhere. So the sheriff is in a white SUV with all these antennas and stuff sticking up, which while I was in Dallas, there was a conversation going where my brother was talking about a sheriff coming and arresting a cop. And I said, yeah, the sheriffs are, because the sheriffs are constitutional, what would that be? Like the lawmakers of the Constitution. Like they go way back. The sheriff of the town. Then they came up with these cops and stuff, but that is corporate. So the sheriffs are over the cops. And so the sheriffs hold the power. I learned something about that. I don't know, when I was learning about maritime and all that stuff years ago. I don't know, 2021 was a lot of stuff I learned. And then, or 2020. 2020, I learned a lot of stuff. But so anyways, I had seen that sheriff, or a sheriff, have somebody pulled over on the side of the highway. I was just driving, and it was funny too. On this one, oh yeah, because it was two different ones. Okay, so on this one, was somebody over here, and I was driving, and I could see the SUV, but I could see antennas and stuff. So I figured it was a sheriff, but I was on cruise control anyways. And, oh yeah, because this person, okay, so I think I was in the right lane, and they were in the faster lane. And it was like an older kind of like Subaru or something. And they just seemed real jerky how they were driving. And so then they jerked over and they got in front of me. And so then I went, let me think, because the sheriff came pulling up. I think I was still over here. Yeah, I was still in the right lane, and they jerked over and got in front of me. And the sheriff, goes driving up. And I know they noticed this person. And so I'm behind this person now, and this person is just weaving. Oh my God, they are just weaving, bounce over this way, bounce over this way, bounce over this way. And I'm thinking, that's weird. The sheriff's not pulling them over. They're just going on and leaving this person who can't seem to control their car. And so I'm driving behind them for a while, and they just kept doing it. And finally I went out from the others to go outside behind them because they were just too crazy driving. And they were just like, I don't know, just like weaving. And so I went into the other lane, and the sheriff was still in front. And I was thinking, he's got to be noticing. Oh yeah, he was. So he speeds up, pulls over to the thing, and I'm thinking, oh, they're about to get pulled over. And so he sits there for a second. As soon as they pass, he hits his lights and goes behind them. And then right then, I'm right next to the person. So I look over at the person, and it's like I don't know, I would say like a lady maybe about my age, but she was old lady style. So she had the, gray, short, curled hair. And as I'm going past her, I see that she's got a big cup, like a big gulp or something. And she's like this. And I was like, oh, bet you she's drunk. Bet you that big gulp's got alcohol in it. And still can't get comfortably there. She's decided to go under the table now. She's trying to get out. You gotta lower down a little bit, honey. Scraping back. She just goes from place to place to place. She can't get comfortable. I know the fucking problem. I mean, I'm feeling the same fucking way. So, anyways, so he hits his lights, pulls her over, and I was thinking, oh, she's got it. I bet you, because she looked totally, she didn't look like she was in some medical crisis. And she just, I mean, especially when she had that cup. Maybe it's just my perspective because my dad was a drunkard and drove around with a cup all the time. I have a cup, but mine's got water. And I don't know, just with her driving. Because at first I thought, man, is it windy? Is her car just getting blown or something? But no, she was just crazy driving. Here comes the sun. So, anyways, I saw her get pulled over, and I was sitting there thinking, she needs to get pulled over. Like, fuck, dude. She's crazy driving. Then the next person I pull up to, they were fucking driving crazy too. And then they pulled off the freeway. And so, but there was another person. So I was like next to a truck, and I'm just cruise control. So this person because I had so many people just flying. And so they, were coming up behind me, and I was behind this truck, so I had to pull over and pull into their lane to pass the truck. And that just, these people just get irritated by that. They just go right up on you. And so they come right up on me, and right as we're going around this turn, there's a guy sitting there, right there. And that guy suddenly backs off real quick. And I just went over, and I could just feel these people. I could just feel their feeling of like, shit, if she wouldn't have pulled in front of us, we would have barreled past that fucking cop. And the timing on everything, I could feel them feeling it. It was the weirdest thing. It was almost like I could hear inside their car. And and then they just pull over behind me. When I went over in the other lane, they just stayed behind me. They stayed behind me for a while, just like I could feel them breathing, like, oh fuck. And but then after they had calmed down and got themselves back into their composure, they passed and kept going. But there continued to be. But I think it made them more alert. But one reason I'm more alert and staying on the thing, because I already got in one of those traps before. It's just the craziest thing, 70 miles an hour. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna catch you if you're going over that. It's like, I don't know. Washington State. We're in Dallas on one of the rides we were driving, it was like 75. And I don't know. It's just bullshit all the time. Everything is about controlling us, containing us, and controlling us. But Dallas roads are ridiculous. And now I see one of the reasons why they have so many extra freeways, because they have the toll ones. So you can go on the regular ones, or you can go and pay and go on the toll ones. So it has less traffic. So we'll just keep adding on more roads and more roads. I don't know. You'd have to go to Dallas and see how many highways it is. It's absurd. There are so many mixed masters. It's like spaghetti. It's just roads. And then when you're trying to do your navigation, it's like, go this way. They're just like, they're all splitting off and going over here. And it's so confusing. So anyways, it's absurd. Everything's so fucking absurd. But so in Nepal, they've got this big thing going against their government, but they're not the only one. So I guess in France, they are having some changes in their parliament or whatever with I think their prime ministers too. Thailand, where was it? I think in France, they have to step down in the next 24 hours or something. In Thailand, they are stepping down today. And in Japan, there's something with theirs. So there's all these changes occurring in the leaders of different countries and stuff, because it's all part of this fucking peace treaty. Because the thing is to sign on to the BRICS, so to get into the gold, you have to sign on to peace treaties. Well, it's all around us. We have people who are resistant to that because they want to keep the crime going, because that's where they make all their money. And so the war machine, they've got to, keep it going. And it's micro macro, because they keep us in war in our cities with criminals, and which there's something about going over there in the real, and they went over and bombed some city that was HAMAS. So there's a ton of stuff going on. But, and it all, to me, all of this stuff is crazy. All the changes in power and stuff all has to do with the BRICS and the gold standard and stuff. So it's all the changing the money over. And so the people who are resistant are being exposed and being taken down, and they'll get a little flight over to, like, I don't know if every single country will be going to get, there could be more of these places, more alligator alleys around that they're going to be sticking people in. Or like in Libya when they were doing it, it was just like they had nooses out just lying in the street. They just bring them out and we'll take care of this right now. So once they decide, like, nope, you're corrupt, you're going, when there's a change in power or something. So I don't know, but to me, what all this has to do with, it all has to do with the changing over with money, which is another step. That's why I said, like, the ball's in play, and people keep, because anytime I say anything, people are always like, oh my God, you've said this for so long and nothing's happened. And I'm like, nothing has happened to you because you're not paying attention, but the ball's in play. You're just not watching it. But it's going, yes, this is all happening. It's still in play. They're still going. And stuff is happening all the time. But see, people don't know. They don't recognize what's going on. They don't pay any attention to what's going on. They just focus on the list, focus on what's Donald doing today. And it's like, you're missing out on the big picture. You're missing out on all the stuff going on. And so so that's all happening. And that's just leading us more into where we want to be. But a lot of people don't see that. Like, they can't see as Donald is tearing things down and taking down all of these different, because one thing too is, like, the blue is all about social, like taking care of the poor, helping the disadvantaged and stuff like that. It's all about those kind of programs. That's one reason why it became so heavily influenced by corruption. And the light is just getting weirder and weirder. That's why it's so heavily influenced by corruption, because they can hide it in these programs. So they can say, well, it's going towards this, like it's going towards SNAP. But really, they get all this money, and there's only a fraction of it that goes to help people. The rest of it, is payoffs and back scratching and stuff like that. So it's all corrupt. It's all a part of the laundry problem. But the people who are just hung up on social programs and hating Donald, then they think like he's destroying the stuff that's there to help people. It's like, no, it's not really helping people. It's a fucking beard for corruption. They're just hiding behind it. And so is being taken down and being exposed because it's not good. It's like just a way for them to hide. It's camouflage for criminals. And so, and that's also what the DOGE was trying to expose. A lot of these people speak out, because I swear Elon was speaking out about a bunch of different stuff, but then they just start going in on it, the different people who are trying to prove this stuff, and start making like they're the bad guys, and then all these people just believe it. That's why I'm saying, like, this woman, we stand in solidarity. It's like, well, I think some of these people you're believing they are against the people that you're standing with. So you're gonna have a choice here, where you're gonna have to decide which side you're really on. And so, yeah, when the light comes in, it starts like making these weird. It's hard to not like, God, that looks weird. So, and the sun's coming right in through. This door too has a glass thing. I'll have to remember that for tomorrow morning. What time the sun comes in. So, and tomorrow morning I might be a little bit less. I feel like it's just go, 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 and changing times, and I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot. So hopefully more like today or tomorrow, it would be a little bit more calmer. And then by the beginning of next week, I'm doing the other road trip to go down to the property and meeting my sister-in-law and seeing, you know, like, so I can go in, see what's going on. And then I've got a truck that I put in for, now my daughter and her friends say they're going to come and drive the truck so I can drive my car. And I was thinking, man, if I get that, because I got to get a 20-foot truck. And because then it goes way down. And the U-Haul, they put the price in with the mileage. And Penske, it was more expensive, because usually I always do Penske. And but it was more expensive than U-Haul. So, but the U-Haul trucks are 15 foot, then 20 foot, then 26. And I think in Penske it was 16 foot, then 20 foot. And I had a 16 foot last time, which didn't hold everything. So, which is still won't hold everything. I'll still have to do another trip. But maybe it will be enough. I can just do it with my car. So I'll just have to see. But this may be the only time I have to even get a truck. I may be able to just take a couple trips down in my car, because I got to meet the lady who's delivering the dog too, which I named her yesterday. Her name's going to be Ruthie Louise, Ruthie Lou. And so Stella is Stella Leanne. And Leanne is my youngest daughter and my middle name put together. Her middle name and my middle name is Lee and Ann. So Stella, well, her name is Estelle Leanne Hart. And then this would be Ruthie Louise Hart. And then Archie, his middle name's Baldwin. So Archie Bald. And then Max, I've decided his middle name is Million. So Maximilian and Archibald and Stella. And I have a million nicknames for her. And then it'll be Ruthie. So, and I'm sure I'll have a million nicknames for her. But anyway, so that'll be my, and it's funny too, because a lot of people are like, 4 dogs, that's a lot. But I have 4 kids, and I think 4 dogs is a little easier. I think the dogs are a little easier, even though there's certain times where you have to go walk them. But once we get there, I think it's, and there's property again, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as tedious. I mean, it would have like a fenced-in place, so then they can just go out, go potty and stuff. And then when we go walk around, I'll probably keep these little ones always on a leash and keep them more close to me. But still, I won't have to have a leash. And then I'll train the other dog to not have to be on a leash too. But Max, he's just way too, I don't know, attention deficit. He's ready to take off and go wander and see the world. And Archie just follows him. So, I don't know. That's kind of the difference, I think, with boy dogs, too. I don't know. Girl dogs are just like a different personality. And they're so sweet and but some people don't like girl dogs because they are so emotional and stuff. But anyways, I like them. So, but then in the middle of the month, then I'll be getting her delivered. And so I have to go there for that weekend. So I'll take stuff. And then the last weekend will be the last one of October. It's like 6 weeks. I've got a lot going on in the next 6 weeks. And then it will start getting winter. And then everybody wants to try and get back to my brother's, like at Christmas or something. It's like, that will make a difference over the weather, because I have to drive up to Spokane, leave my dogs at my mom's, then fly out from there, and then come back, get my dogs at my mom's, and then drive back down here. And so, and I don't know what the winter is going to be like. All I can hope is that stuff starts changing. But I've been like, every time, like, it's like this plan will come and I'll think, oh, surely stuff's going to be changing by then. And then the time comes and goes. So I can get why people are always telling me, oh my God, you've been saying that forever. But the thing is the ball's in play. It's been in play. And, you know, and everybody is like concerned about my brother and stuff. But I keep being hopeful, like, you know, he's hung on this long. Hopefully he's hanging on until they start making announcements over the technology. Hopefully he gets a shot in that med bed. And because that's like instant cure, which I saw a coroner or somebody who's doing the autopsy showing CLOT, and he said it is more like silicone. So whatever and he goes, this is why everybody wonders why there's going to so many funerals and stuff. This is why, because they've put something that is artificial inside of people, and then that's why I was saying, like, it's a science experiment. Like the things that we go out and breathe and drink and all that stuff creates like in chemistry class, like you had this and this happens, you had this happens, and then we had this and poof. So so they put certain things in certain people, then they put certain chemical, and see, they track all this. Like, this is the data that they're tracking. And so then they put in this, a little mix of this, and then you got all these different people who have a little this, a little this, a little this, and then they add a little this, and then they see, oh, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens. So, and none of us know, who's growing the freaking artificial stuff inside of them. I think that they've put fungi. I've got all sorts of stuff, man. And we all have, everybody's got sicknesses. Everybody's got, and then you go to different places and you get new chemicals and you get sick, and it's just, I don't know, it's absurd. So we all need our chance in the med bed, in other words. And we're all, even if people are fighting against their sickness. And that's one thing too, is I have seen where people have really severe sicknesses, and then they have no idea, and they're perfectly fine. They're just living their life, and they may be feeling sick all the time, or maybe tired or whatever, but you just kind of adapt. And then all of a sudden they find out their diagnosis, and they're gone in weeks, sometimes days. It's just like, it fucks with your head. As soon as you find out, oh my God, I've got this, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna die, and then they do. And I've seen it with different illnesses and stuff. Like, I can't say, if they would have told me, if they would have caught the Hep C when it was still active, and I was going to the doctor and they said, oh, let's do a blood test, and then they catch it, and then they start, well, they would have right away told you, you have to be on this medicine or you're going to die. And so it would have been a totally different thing, totally different. But going through it and then healing yourself, and then finding out, and some of these sicknesses, I don't know that you have antibodies. Like when I found out I had mono, it was because certain lymph nodes become swollen. They don't get swollen unless you have mono, and I had mono and Epstein-Barr. And so that's the start of autoimmune. So however they got me that. And then when I had the Hep C, I had no idea. But if they go in and they diagnose you, and then they tell you got to get on these meds, see, it starts fucking with your head. And then there's certain things where it's like, well, you're gonna die, and so then people do. And so there's more to. There's probably a lot of people out there walking around who have all sorts of stuff going on inside of them, and they're just trying to make the best of it. We know, like, the amount of gut issues now. There's tons of people with kidney issues. There's tons of people with liver issues. There's tons of people with breathing issues. Like, everybody's got all these different things, blood issues. So, but there's just more to the story than what people are being told. And you can heal yourself, but you got to focus a lot on your health and focus on your body and stuff. And you got to remember too, your body's speaking to you. That's what it's trying to tell you. And a lot of people ignore the communication, but that's what this mind, body, spirit thing is all about, tuning into, listening to your body and trying to comprehend and read what it, figure out what it is your body needs and how to, and there's so much to adapting to this poisonous environment. Like, as I said, it's like trying to climb a waterfall for your health. It's like you're battling this uphill battle. And it just, because they just come in, especially when you're in a place like this in Washington State, they're gonna, go against all the things for as long as they can, because they are run by super corrupt people. But I can't say that that every red state's run by somebody who's not corrupt, because we have so much corruption. I mean, how can we have 98% of the politicians be corrupt? I mean, that would only leave like 2 good guys. Where do they work? It's like, I guess it's going to be in the big unveiling, you know. We'll see. We'll see. And it's just so funny too. It's just how all these people think Donald is like our problem. It's like, you guys are in for a big surprise. He's the one who's trying to take down and show you the criminals, but you just won't listen because the criminals are telling you not to. And you guys support the criminals. It's like, it's mental. But things are happening faster. Things are going quicker. And now we're like becoming, it's the 10th of September. And there's supposed to be a lot of big stuff that's supposed to be happening once it gets like in the 20s. And there's like religious propaganda, religious prophecy and stuff, or something. I don't even know all the different things, because you do have a lot of those people too, watching what's going on and saying, oh yeah, but look, this fits in with this prophecy, this fits in with this Bible thing. And so in the Bible, it has a book that was meant to manipulate us. So it's like, we'll put in a little bit of stuff, and then we'll put in a whole lot of lies. So, but the whole thing about the religion is, in the Bible to me is very about hierarchy, division, and it focuses a lot about hate and submission. And so that's the thing about religion. When you look at it from a different perspective, then you see this is just created to control and manipulate you to the depth of your soul. It's like, it's not good enough just to manipulate your avatar's existence. No, we're going to go for your soul. So, because so many people are here to connect. They have an easy connection, but then they influence what you connect to. And so, and then they influence the narrative behind your connection. And that's where you got to connect more into your inner knowing, and knowing that that's bullshit. It's so weird, because I could realize it when I was a kid, and I still see so many people just all wrapped up and twisted up in it, and Jesus and just all the nonsense and stuff. And I'm not saying Jesus was a dick or something. You know, I don't even know if Jesus is a real person. I mean, we don't know for sure. There's so many different things that they've said. They've said it was a made-up story, that they used different deities and they merged them together to create this storyline and stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, everything, our fucking world is lies. So, I mean, it would not surprise me at all if they made up the character. But if he is a real guy, and he really was here walking with man, so I'm way more of the, you know, he's more of like multi-dimensional, comes from other realms and came to try and, you know, like Thor, what is that one guy, the Thor guy, that one alien guy who came and was trying to tell people, Valor, Thor Valor, or whatever it was, but whoever he was, that when he came and was trying to tell them about to make things better here in our, at this point though, we already had politicians. Well, I think all the way back when the Jesus story, there was the same thing with controllers, but that they were like, no, they don't want his information, and they started killing him. And then that one time when they dismembered him or something, sent him out, and then he came back whole again. See, I think Jesus is, if Jesus was a real guy, he's one of those like higher dimension, like he came from the other side of the ice wall, came in to try and help us find our way to our truth, and he tried to tell him, but then the whole story is manipulated, because it is so much about, I mean, here, hand all your problems over to Jesus. That is just absurd. You can't hand your problems over to anybody. Even if you said, here, carry my load, it wouldn't relieve you. You're still strapped with your own karmic debt. The things you do and the things you've done still follow you. You can't say, here, you're taking them now. That's impossible. It's energetic. It's what you put out is attached to you. It comes back to you. And that's the thing, is what we're going to see as things flip, is these people, is what they've been putting out is coming back to them. So these politicians and stuff, the people who have been putting out hate and corruption and stuff, it's going to come back on them. And some of the people who've been putting out hate is going to come back on them, so they witness themselves, so they see themselves, but they're going to feel it to the depth of their core. They're going to feel it so deep. That's why I said it's going to be really, really hard. It's going to be really hard on a lot of people. And they are going to be, it's going to consume them, where a lot of people are going to take themselves out because it's going to be too much for them. What do you have, miss? Don't eat that. That's not good. I wish you could see her face. She got some little piece of plastic and she was chewing it out. And I told her, she just gives me one of these looks, like a side eye. She cracks me up. God, I love that girl so much. I gotta get some wipes. I gotta clean her area, her stinky spot. So, anyway, I gotta be getting to the store. Where are we at? So, anyways, let me think. I'm probably not gonna do as long. It's like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot going on, but there is a lot going on. And you cannot pass your stuff off. So trying to build a religion off of just hand it over to God and call his name and you're saved, it is ridiculous. That's just, it's not the truth. And so that's a big lie. That's a big fat lie. And the church, that whole system was part of the laundry problem. And so it's all, everything in our world is based on lies. Roxy, what are you doing? Come and lay down. Come and lay down. All night long, too. Oh, my God. All night long. There was somebody up walking. And it's all hard floors, so all the little nails going. Okay, go lay down. She probably has to go and go to the bathroom. That's what I'm telling you. King, though, my daughter's husky, when him and Stella are standing next to each other, he looks like, I mean, he's right. I'm sure he don't weigh 175, but I bet you he weighs like between 90 and 110. Maybe he's got a lot of hair, but he's big. He's big. He's not a Malamute. He's just a huge husky. And then when I go walk him, it's like a sled dog. He wants to run, so I'm running to try and keep up with him. So it's quite a workout. I'm getting a few workouts in this day. All this week. So, let's see. What else was I gonna say? But anyways, that the stuff that they try and tell people it just isn't true. It's not in alignment with how energy works, how things move. Like, there's a certain way that nature moves, that the energy goes, that the organic, it has a certain way, and you can't disrupt that. You can't change it. It's natural. It's the way it goes. And that's what science is, like the block that's trying to interfere. They're trying to control it and manipulate the natural. So to interfere and to, I don't know, create their own world. And we're in that world. We're in a place that is created to go against the natural. So then they, I don't know, I would assume that they knew people were going to come in and feel more spiritually inclined, and they would be like asking the questions, you know, where do I come from? What is this place? What am I doing here? But that's why they had to come up with a storyline to throw people in a different direction. But that's why you need to connect to yourself and connect to your guidance and stuff. But that takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of breaking programs to get there. And that's what I witness, is so many people are just running programs. They don't at all have communication. They don't think for themselves. They just, whatever the program is, they just run it. And so, and religion is a huge one, but it's not true stuff. And there isn't just one savior out there. There's not just one guy who's running this whole place. And it's, I mean, and I always thought it was absurd too. Of like, oh, so you can be you can be a most horrible, rotten person in the world. And then all you got to do on the moment before you die is just say, Jesus save me. And everything's wiped clean. Like, why would anybody even want to believe something like that? Like, I don't even get why people give that power. Because for one thing, to me, it's absurd. But it's like, why would we want to be like, accept that? But see, people think, well, it's God. God's the one, you know? Okay, so the book, God wrote the book and then dropped it down, because I'm pretty sure that's been edited. And even the people, when it goes back to the scrolls and stuff, people who are translating it, you're trusting a lot of translation and you're trusting a lot of editing, and there's very significant books that were left out of the book. And so, because it's all stories, different people's stories in the book. And so it's like different people's perspectives, different people's experiences in the book. And then they leave out all the ones that don't match their storyline. And so, I don't know. A religion is a huge program to break. And so there's a lot of stuff ahead for people to have to break through. And it's so funny too, because the breaking through is the breakthrough. But the most important thing is the sitting with yourself. It's like communicating with yourself, tuning into your body and seeing how things feel. Like, what does it feel? Does it make sense? Does it feel right? And I don't know how they've convinced people that it feels right with this hierarchy and just stuff like that. Like, you can be a rotten son of a bitch your whole life, but as long as you say his name right at the moment of death, then you're all good. It's good. It's like, what? How in the world? So, anyways, to me, that's simple logic. It's like, but also, it's like you have to understand how energy works and how karma works, and you know what you're putting out. You can't. I mean, it really is pretty absurd when you think about it. Like, you can go put out all this toxic energy, all this bad stuff, but then again, people like have no clue what they're doing here. They don't understand the people you encounter are there for you. They don't understand there's destiny, that it's all pre-planned, it's prepaid, it's all already set in stone. And it really is, like what I was saying, it is, you know, your purpose in life is finding yourself, purifying yourself. It's becoming the purity of you. It's like releasing stuff, and it's like this transformation of yourself, because when you descend, like your higher self is already, and I would say like way back in the beginning of time, your higher self, your soul had to find its way to the higher vibration. It had to get itself there. And then there's storylines, experiences going all the time. And so your soul, your higher self wants to experience, because there is growth. And so it like drops a line. So it sends a part of itself down for the experience, so that it can grow from the experience. But we think of this one life as being the whole thing. But no, it's a chain of lives. It's all interactive with all these other souls. And so it's tons of lives that it's living to lead it back to itself. So it's your soul's journey. And it's well, we would consider, because we focus on time so much, we would consider it to be long, but the soul, the higher self, is dealing with eternity. So it is like there is no time. Time just goes and goes and goes. So it has no, like, oh, it's been down there a long time. Hey, knock it off. It's, yeah. And the husky just shake it. There's so much air. So much air. And my daughter that's coming over, she's not a dog person. There's a lot of hair. I'm gonna have to vacuum. So, anyways, that's the thing. Is it's like so hard to keep track when it's so chaotic with all the dogs and being in a different place. It just seems like there's a lot going on, and there is a lot going on. And it is weird how, you know, the moon was supposed to be one thing, and then I mean, I feel like that this whole thing is always to just get us to see, like, it's not what we think. It's not what we think. This isn't what we think. This isn't what we think. Nothing's what we think. And what we think is programs. What we think is what we've been told. And that's why you got to break out of what you've been told. You got to go against that. You got to fight against what you've been told to find the truth. And that's a part of your soul's journey. And it's a big significant part right now because it's like a big leap in energy. And it is like a quantum leap back towards yourself. But people want to skip things. They think they can just jump from here to there, and they want to skip all what it took to get there. It's like, I don't see that as possible. I think even if they think like, oh, I'm in my higher timeline, well, you're still going to be dealing with things that are going to make you grow and heal. And everything is always going to, but there's definitely a difference in the unhealed version of you and the more healed version of you. Because the more healed version of you, who's really worked on themselves, things will just slide off of them easier. Just slide off. It's like it doesn't take you down. Before, when you start your healing, yeah, things that take you down. Like the dark night, when you very first start dealing with shit. That can take, I mean, for me, it was like 8 or 9 months of being like suicidal, just sitting and crying. I was so sick. I was just like, oh my God, I was a wreck. And and then it just is like, there's more things and they hit you harder. In the beginning, they hit you harder. It takes a while for it to start being like, yeah, it's no big deal. Oh, they said, who cares? Before, then everything is a lot more painful, a lot more detrimental, like you're a lot more raw. Like anybody, somebody can look at you wrong. Like you got people out in the streets right now, like, oh my God, I can't even believe the insanity of what's like in this video I saw this morning. So this woman, she's in the store, some grocery store, I don't know, Winco, some kind of grocery store. I'm not sure what city they were in. So she's in this grocery store. She goes up to this guy and she's filming him. And she goes, this is the guy I was talking about. This is the one who threatened my, it was 2 babies. One of them I know was 1 year old. So I don't know if the other one was under 1 year old or a little over 1 year old. But it was like her niece and nephew or whatever. It was these 2 kids. And they were on the train, and I don't know if they were crying or whatever, and this guy said he was going to stab them. And because I get all this from her, she's telling it as she's following them around in the store. And he's like, you got the wrong lady, you got the wrong guy, lady. And he just keeps telling her she's got the wrong one, but she's showing his tattoos and saying, no, these are your tattoos, those are your giveaway. And he has a certain tattoo here, a certain tattoo here, a certain tattoo on the back of each leg. And so she's showing the tattoos. Nope, this is the guy. He's denying it. And she just relentless. She's just following him still. This is the guy who threatened their lives. He threatened to kill them. And so he goes up to his wife in the store. And you can tell she's real uncomfortable now. So she just starts walking and they can't get away from this lady. She's not stopping. She's on their ass. And the lady sits down all her groceries and they start exiting the store and she's narrating the whole thing. Oh, see? So you set down your groceries, you're just trying to get away. And so she's following them and stuff. And finally, as they're going out the door, the guy said, well, I was trying to help them. She goes, no, you weren't. You were threatening their life. So then they get outside and the cops come. And then I didn't go on and watch the rest of it, you know, because you have to go to other videos. But she had him out there with the cops because he was threatening their lives on the train. And he just looked like he looked like somebody you'd be sitting next to at a baseball game. And his wife and stuff, they look like, I don't know. Now when you look at people, it's just like, God dang, people are so fake and phony. They can go out and look like, oh, they're a good-looking couple, but they're decaying inside. There's something that's not good-looking about them, and it's in their heart and soul. And that's the thing, is where people have put so much effort, go get surgery, put tons of money into the shell, and while the inside of them, the important side of them, is decaying and rotting. And that's where you need to focus your energy, and that's what a lot of people are about to see. They should have been more focused on their own internal energy rather than focusing on Donald, focusing on this, focusing on that, focusing on the real, focusing on the strip, focusing, like, they just get so hyper focused on something outside of them. And that's all created for the distraction to keep you from working on the inside of you. And you can see that it's working because you see these people all like trying to go get surgeries and go get this and go get that so that they can look better. It's like, you need to focus on inside, because the inside will shine to the outside. I feel like that there's a lot of people who they think like they're going to go and improve, and they could be like, oh yeah, my shell is looking real good, but that's going to be temporary, because again, what's on the inside is going to come to the outside. That's the natural way. And so, and I do see some people, like, it's crazy. You see people who are like 40 years old and they look like they're like 100. They look so old. And that is because they're not truly taking care of themselves. They're just, I don't know. You can live a bad lifestyle. You can live hateful. There's a whole lot of things. It can also be your program. You think, well, I'm old, so you just become old. So anyways, everything has to do with your state of mind. Your state of being is your state of mind. And so, and you got to think of what you deserve. And a lot of people, they hate themselves, and they only worry about the shell. They don't worry about, like, why do I hate myself? And they don't realize, like, there is a stream of life events from life after life after life that creates this part of you that hate yourself, and then you come into this life and they just build off of that, because you've had, like, you're not all good. You've done bad things. You've been a criminal, guaranteed. Everybody's been a criminal. Everybody has done shitty things. It's just what the life experience is. What the soul chooses to live isn't just like, well, I'm a high vibrating good soul, so I'm only going to live good stuff. Well, it could live up there doing that. No, it goes and it puts itself down into the dark to try and see, well, who and what am I in the dark? And there's so much that you can get consumed with in the dark. And so, but this is the ascension process of coming out of the dark and focusing on the light, going into the light. And when you go into the light, it changes your vibration. It raises your vibration. So I can see how it works, but there's so much information out there to me that is misrepresenting information. It's a misinformation, misrepresentation of information. And so, but you find the truth by your interconnection. But the thing is so many people are so lost on their interconnection that even when they are in communication, they're communicating with more dark entities. There are more of the dark is influencing them than the light. That's why you got to really think about the translation. What is it trying to tell me? And if it's not trying to tell you about love, light, forgiveness, unity, it's not keeping you up in that, then you're focusing on the dark. The dark is about division, hierarchy, hatefulness, not forgiving people, resentment, anger. That's all of the dark. And when your influence is trying to, and insecurities, because when you're focused on the light, then you know that this all doesn't matter, and it's more of what is inside your heart. That's what matters. More of your spirit, your truth, and being able to show that and be vulnerable and be honest with yourself and be honest with the world of who you are is the step forward you want to take. Trying to hide yourself and pretend like you're all good or something, because you're not. Like, you want to trick yourself, then go ahead, but it's just gonna hold you back. You got to come to terms with, you know, you are light and dark, and you have got to find balance. And yeah, I would say there's like the initial, like if we go all the way back to where do souls come from? The initial Big Bang, when the energy goes out. And this is like over so much time. And then it's like your soul goes through all this stuff to find itself up in this high vibration where then it loses sight of what it is and who it is, because it's just surrounded by all the same. And so then it is wanting to encounter itself, wanting to understand itself, which it needs dark to encounter, to find itself. So that's where it puts the line into the dark, and then it goes into all these different experiences, which gives them, like, formulates the whole of you. And so, yeah, you have some dark. And a lot of people don't even want to recognize they're dark, and it's way out of balance. But that's what this whole thing is about, is finding your balance in your light and dark. Cats are going crazy too. So, anyways, I think I'm just going to wrap it up. Oh my God, everything is so intense. I couldn't believe that. That was ballsy, that lady following this guy, because he was a big guy too. But he didn't look like a rough guy. He just looked, I mean, he kind of looked like, I don't know, like the kind of couple you see in a restaurant that look kind of snooty. They kind of look like, oh, you know, like we're too good for everybody else. We have a boat, and we have property. We have I don't know. It definitely didn't look like skeezers or poor people or anything like that. They look like, you know, kind of uppity kind of people. Like people who probably live out on a friggin' lake in $1 million house. And, but people can't help but show their true selves. Like, how would you even be on a train with strangers and start saying you're going to stab their kids? Like, what? What in the hell? Like, I just can't. Like, it's so weird. God, everything. People can't hide their hatefulness anymore. It just seeps out of them. They just can't control it. But if you want to control it, you got to start taking control. You got to start being honest with yourself. And you got to start finding balance. You got to humble yourself and see, you know, like, oh, yeah, well, give me, yeah, because we all have that kind of gremlin thing. You know, pour water on us at night, we could go crazy. So but we have to notice that for ourselves. We are the ones in control. We're the ones at the wheel. We're the ones who have to get control and steer and find the balance. Nobody can come in and do it. You can't just hand it off to somebody else. Here, I've got no control of myself. Here, you take it. It's like that. That doesn't work. It's so absurd. I just can't even believe it sometimes. Some of these teachings are just, I don't know. They just seem so absurd to me. But they're, you know, a lot of religion too is just a beatdown, man. You're unworthy. You're a piece of shit. Just hand it all over to Jesus. He'll take it for you. It's like, okay, well, then you're not going to do the work that you came here to do. You're not going to really be clearing the energy, finding balance, taking care of yourself properly. You're just another life of submission, of another life out of ignorance. So that's what you got to recognize, that we're like in this game that is just flipping up obstacles the whole way to confuse you and to mess with your journey. So I don't know. I think sometimes I feel like I'm just like saying the same things all the time, but it's just weird because it's like the whole world. Sometimes I look out and it's like the whole world's like lost. Everybody's so lost. So anyways, That's what I gotta say about it. So let's just see if we've got a big growth spurt on the hair. I swear to God, it just stays. I mean, I am happy that it did start growing in these places and it didn't just keep receding back further and it started growing back in. So I am glad about that. And then we'll see today when I take a shower how much of it comes out again. But, you know, I mean, I still, it's like I don't know. It's not like I've got, I don't know. We'll see. My braid will get thicker. I don't know. You would think too, you'd start having some alfalfa stuff going on there. But the, oh yeah, my tooth. I see that. Look at that. I think it looks way better. I think it looks way better. That'd be really cool if it was all the way healed by a year. But still, I mean, that's a long time when, especially in a world where we want it quick. We want it now. We don't have time. We want it, you know, give it to us and give it to us fast. And that's a part of like where we got to slow down. What is the, you know, it was hurry, give it to me quick. I got a cart here. I'm trying to fill it. It's like, that's why everybody's losing so much right now. It's like we've been filling the wrong cart. We've been putting all our energy and our effort into the wrong thing. And so this is why it's the reset. It's like, well, your carts are all going to tip over. Now what are you going to do? Now what are you going to do with your time? How are you going to fill your cart now? So, and we're going to change our priorities. Things are going to change. The world's going to change. But it does take, I think we would call it the awakening, could also be the remembering, but it could also be the humbling. Because that's what it's really going to have to do with, the great humbling. But it does have to do with remembering the truth, awakening to reality. So it is all of that kind of stuff. So anyways, let's get on with our day. And but remember, because like this world is filled with people who hate themselves, and the hate for themselves is just seeping out, and it's becoming obvious to everybody. And it's sad because there's things you can do to face this hate for yourself. Like you are worthy of love. Every single fucking soul is worthy of love, even if they carry this feeling like that they are garbage. But you got to figure out, like, where does this come from? Why would I feel this way? Because no matter what, you're not just dark either. You are light. You are both. You got to find your way from the dark to the light. So when you are just sitting and seeping in a fucking world of hate on yourself, you got to find yourself a path to the light. You got to find some way, somehow, something about you to like. And then you got to start building on it. And it's a good place to start is like building up on your skills, building up and doing things for other people. Start seeing the good side of yourself. Start seeing the good parts of you that have been kind of been strangled, been let down, been stomped on. You know, bring them back to the surface. Start doing things that are nice. Start finding these sides of yourself. Like, you know, maybe you don't ever hold the door open for anybody. Hold the motherfucking door open for somebody. Start doing things so you see, like, you know, the appreciation comes back from them and you're like, oh my gosh, you really appreciated that. I feel like such a nice guy right now. Start doing that. Little things, building yourself up. Because I'm telling you, the most important thing is learning how to love yourself. And there's a lot of people who can't love themselves. They're lost, man. And so learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love everybody. And learn how to have the day you want, because it really is how you focus your energy, what it is you focus on. And so we'll see what this day brings. I'm sure there'll be more drama because we're right in midweek now. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of drama going on everywhere. So, but anyways, remember, all the drama is leading us where we want to go. It's bringing us our freedom. So focus on the positives and just focus on learning how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want. Put your focus on the good stuff. And we'll talk about it again tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.